Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and war like apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping. Seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man, and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down to ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. Tell me we don't live in hell. My brother doing 55 in that cell. Nigga claiming he your round here spin shell. Same nigga you put on to hit the stand and tell. How the fuck you turn your back on a nigga that love you? Treat your kids like my kids, treat you like a brother. I told my dog, let's leave the streets to serve the Most High. He said, fuck that shit, he trying to sell another pot. His daddy killed him, put him in the trunk, set him on fire. His wife was pregnant, he ain't never get to see his child. Had me thinking to myself, what happened if I die? Look my babies in the eyes, I gotta stay alive. I put my ego on the shelf and my pride to the side. I'm with some niggas who gon' step and got God on their side. Got in the ISUPK, they keep asking me why. As I do the work of the Lord, I gotta stay alive. Face the east, pray alive. I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down to ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
You ever pump a pack with a snake by your side? Yes, I see a man reach out to God before he died. Yes, I did. I know the Lord forgive us for these sins, but I'm starting to think the kingdom of heaven is for these kids. I told my daughter, there's one man in your bed, I won't stand for left. For my son, I hit your head on that fragile legs. I lost some niggas to that dope, I lost niggas to the feds. Remember Jono tried to stick me for that cheese on that bread, yeah, I was thugging with Lucky, and that nigga left me for dead. Endured to the end, cause I listened to what was said. Mother told me she loved me when she was sick up in the bed. I was running them streets, but the truth made me a man. Shit, I don't really speak, cause she'll never understand. That's why I ain't even tell her about these voices in my head. I'm still trying to manage my anger like Uncle Craig.
I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down to ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. Hey, I don't give a lovely fuck about what them bitches gotta say. I'm a woman with a nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't give a lovely fuck about what them niggas gotta say. I'm a woman with a nigga till they put me in the say, hey. Fuck with my Akima, fuck with my sister, then I got a problem, I'm never gonna miss you. I got 100 hanging out the AR, I got a 50 hanging out the pistol. He say it's corner, I'm just being realistic. I be on them corner posted with the realest. If it's the Sabbath, then we going fishing. I'm reeling them in, that's a God-given mission. I'm really on 10, but I'm stamped in the pistol. I get the order, be glad of this mission. Hebrew Academy graduate, nigga, training, go through the baddest conditions. I'm up with none but the baddest of bitches. She righteous submissive, she glad to be with me. Had that thing Putin like Batman, niggas, she know I'm a prophet, she got to be listening. Disrespect, I ain't having that shit. Tell her go make some business from scratch. She bitchin' the different breed of black men. We don't do the back thing. I remember back when I was really trapping, trying to get the racks in, selling dope to black men. But now I'm trying to make it straight. Like, don't forget about my face. We standing up straight, can't fold us. Too heavy, the world won't hold us. Go get you some rank, I told you. Line up in these ranks, we sold you. You can take that to the bank, we focus on. How many times must we remind you? One body, one way, some rank. I would never take up as a flex. When the law with you ain't no up next. It's just us, nigga, that's that on that. All that weak shit, that ain't no threat. Say you won't beat, bitch, with that ain't no sweat. We with all that. We with all that. The Lord called a nigga out the world. I responded and called back. Oh, Lord. And everything that they stole from us, fuck that shit. We want all that. Them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on, the commanding general, your hunter, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine, that's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. That's why we unaffiliated with them. I cannot fuck around with fake niggas. We taking ground when we in your city. You better have the women, have the liquor. Keep that bitch on me, please don't but the same. Don't be a fool and be another victim. Say you a goon, you just another Christian. How you my brother, you ain't in the wicked. In the gutter, deep down in the trenches. We with them niggas locked up in the prison. Fucking Hispanic, Native American, Indian, we ain't just talking shit, but we living in it. We be everywhere, you can't miss it. And we be fresh as hell, take a picture. And we special now with the scriptures. Play, we gon' script them, yeah, we some killers. These niggas tripping, they mind blown. Swear business, forgive me if I'm wrong. I don't get it pause when niggas say that they be looking for niggas to slide on. The slide that I know about is when I send with the gun with the slide for real. I get the order, you know that it's slaughter. See me and my niggas gon' die for real. The bigger the better for kingdom of heaven. You niggas get wet up by me cause I'm fed up. I rep UPK. My niggas won't let up. Got choppers, got nines, AKs, Berettas. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with what me and my nigga like, bitch, or whatever. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with what me and my nigga like. My nigga like them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on, the commanding general, your hunter, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah. See, they always ask us like, why y'all don't fuck with such and such? Why y'all won't come together with such and such? I be like, we unaffiliated with them. Understand me? Like, niggas be out here on some weirdo shit. And to be honest, that's why we unaffiliated with them. Hey. That's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah. Oh.
Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUPK. Started out at 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York in 1969. This is the ISUPK Wednesday night Nashville law class. And I am priest and officer Zabak Yasharala. Salaki, I forgot to say that this is the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana, the hardest working man in Israel. Since 1969, we've been teaching the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, man, woman, and child, that you are the true biblical Jews according to the words of God, that you are God's chosen people according to the Bible. Here in the ISUPK and the Commanding General Yohana, we are not affiliated with no other Hebrew Israelite group that is on the face of this earth, for we are the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana, home of the truth. We're not affiliated with Islam. We're not affiliated with Egyptology, Scientology. We're not affiliated with what they have out here. Seven Day Adventists, Jehovah Witness. Any crazy organization, any religion, we are not affiliated with. We stand alone. But we are the ISUPK, the Commander General, home of the truth. My topic for tonight, I'll be talking about, as Israelites, we must come together. We must come together. I mean, in these days and times, what's going on on this earth, like if you don't think that you are God's chosen people and God's chosen people is not going through every turmoil there is, then it's like you really, I don't know what type of eyesight you have or what type of mentality that you possess. For God's chosen people are being tormented all throughout the four corners of this earth, are being tormented throughout all the four corners of this earth. Like, it's no other people that are going through what God's chosen people are going through and have went through. That's why it is a must that, we gotta come together. We gotta stick together. We come together for some of the dumbest. It makes me mad, and I really can't even say what I want to say because I know I'll get checked. But I'm gonna keep it on the level of understanding. We come together for some of the dumbest things. Like, we'll come together for a seafood brawl. We'll come together. If your job having a Christmas party, you'll come together for stuff like that. You'll come together to celebrate the unaliving for the Native Americans have been unalive and what that holiday stands for. We'll come together to go half on some weed. We'll come together to commit all types of fornication, all types of whoredom. We'll come together for some of the dumbest things, but we won't come together and serve the Most High and stick together according to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. But we'll come together, listen, if some of the dumbest things that don't make no sense, it just, for that moment, it just feels good. It just pleasing to the flesh. But it does nothing for you spiritually. It does nothing for you, like you really reaching out and helping your peoples. It does nothing. It does nothing for you being educated through the ways of the Most High. Not going off of what you think is right. I mean, the things that we come together for, like, it don't have no value. It does not have a purpose. We'll come together to go to clubs. We'll come together to have little backyard cookouts, and then that leads to other things. And we look at people that are outside the ISUPK and the Commander General Hunter. Y'all look at black people that's telling y'all what to do and just look at it like something is wrong with that. But I get it. I get it now. Since I done been in this truth, I get it. Christianity plays a hell of a role. That's why here in the ISUPK and the Commander General Hunter, we say that Christianity is a hell of a drug because of the demise and the deceitfulness that it has then played on God's chosen people since Christianity hasn't been established. And when it sounds like this, come as you are. So now you coming as you are, Like I say, you get to do what you want to do. Stay as long as you want, just to do what you want to do. And the Most High has done exposed Christianity for what it is. And God chosen people that are outside the ISUBK, they still would not leave Christianity. Like they holding on to Christianity like a man just got hair on the side and knowing that he need to cut all of his hair off. Like even down with these break off camps, what Commander Jimmy Hunter has done made told them like, hey, come and come back and get in this truth. Come together and be in this one body. So now with that being said, you have people that be looking at camps like, you got this camp over here, this camp over here, this camp, this camp, this camp, this camp, this camp. So now it's like, somebody just watching so much and before I came into the truth, I had heard people say this. Like, you got so many camps going on. Which one do you believe? Well, for me, the Most High put His Spirit on me and led me to this truth. Led me to this truth. This truth has been established since 1969, established by the Most High. Has been established by the Most High. And all these other so-called camps are being exposed, haven't been exposed. It's no different than Christianity. Has them been exposed? But God chosen people that are outside of the ISUPK still hold on to Christianity like it's no tomorrow. Like there's no tomorrow. But it's a bad thing when the Most High is not dealing with you. It's a bad thing when you really can't grasp this truth. It is. But like I say, we come together for the dumbest reasons. We won't come together to serve the Most High. We won't come together and keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. As long as we comfortable with going to the church, if not every Sunday, whenever we feel like it. I have known some people to go in there on what they call Easter. And, they feel comfortable with that. They'll hold on to that. But as far as really doing the things that is of the Most High, nah, they still do, they still be leaning on to their own understanding. They still be leaning on and it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy how God's chosen people, for those that are not in the ISUBK, will not come and bond together. Now you have ICE running rampant all throughout America. And a whole lot of Judite, so-called blacks, are saying that this does not have nothing to do with us, and it has everything to do with us. These are our peoples. This ain't no different than what you seeing is going on with the so-called Mexicans. Black people have went through that. It's just like kind of being played out of different forms. It's kind of being played out on like different platforms. But anywhere you look, a people that is going through turmoil, but these are God's chosen people. Here it is. You had some Somalians just ran a scam. I forgot. I want to say it was in Oregon or something like that. Where and they got like so many billion of dollars. These people, why ICE have not touched them? Why have they not got taken up by ICE? Why have they have not been extradited back to Africa? And it's it's crazy how even down to certain Judites won't even look out. Won't even look out for other Judites. You have certain Puerto Ricans that won't even look out for certain Puerto Ricans. Like when God's chosen people, when they have them reach a certain level in society, they feel, it's they take on something that came from our oppressor called pride, and they hold on to that. They hold on to that for like dear life, and they won't reach back and say, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Because even right now, with what's going on with ICE, and even with what's going on with ICE, and even down to how cops have been unaliving our little black brothers. Our black politicians have not spoken up, have not said, have not came forth out there, let alone done anything. They have not said nothing either. They never have. They never have. But the only time you will see them when it's time to campaign before election. Then and only then they will. But it's gonna be kind of funny because what you gonna say now? What is it that you gonna say? It's this something that I would love to hear. Being how rampant that ICE is running throughout America and doing what they doing, I would love to hear what these politicians have to say. Our black leaders is not saying anything. Only ones that are saying something, so like the only ones that are saying something is the priests and prophets and the ISUPK and the Commander General. The only ones. Everybody else that is outside of the ISUPK, they putting their input like, yo, this is not our people's. That's on them. Being real negative. Being real negative. And it's sad, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, for real. Like, why we just don't come together? Why you have black entertainers with millions of dollars. They won't come forth because at the end of the day, they are attached to some strings that are being controlled by their puppet masters. I mean, even down to you have your black athletes with money. Same thing. They don't even have a voice. With all that money, kind of think that be able to do what you want to do. But it shows. You can't. You can't. Like how and it shouldn't take for you to have all this kind of money for you to pop out and talking about you doing something for kids on one day out of the year. Christmas? Really? One day out of the year? And then you go back in the hide. It ain't even so much as you back in the hide, you just ain't dealing with, you're just not dealing with your community. You're just not dealing with society. You only pop out one time out the year. And you go back to doing what you were doing, not dealing with people. That's why it is a must that if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American man, woman, you have to teach your kids to come together. You have to come together and seeing what's going on. There's no way of getting around that. There is no way of getting around. Like, it should make you feel some type of way. Like in the scripture, how it says, oppression maketh the wise man mad. Like, you should be, like, you should be mad, like, to the 10th power, seeing what's going on. But you have some people that just don't have no type of remorse because they have done took on the ways of their slave master. Like if it's not trouble coming at their front door, then they'll say something fly like this right here, better them than me, which is crazy to say. That's why I don't see how, I don't see why some people, but all people, especially God's chosen people, like, we have to come together. Like it shouldn't take a tragedy or something drastic happen for you to really come together. But the Most High, hey, if that's what it takes for people to get out their ways and really wake up, the Most High, hey, who knows better than him? Nobody. Not nobody I know. So, it's crazy because Christianity is not teaching you to come together. That pastor, that reverend, he will make it so that you come together every Sunday. He'll find a way to tell you something to get you back in that church on a Sunday. Because he know by him getting you back in church on Sunday, he know that he can get money out of you. He's a good performer at what he do. Very, very manipulative. He know if he gets you in that church, he know that he is going to get some money. And then they hit you with the right kind of music too. They hit you with that kind of music, like when he talking and he is putting on his sermon, they hit you with that kind of music that they'll play at a wake. Like, it's sad. And the music have you in like a little trance or something. It will have you in a trance. But it's just crazy. But he and I actually became the commander general. That's why we do what we do. We do what the Most High say do. We do like Moses. We in the highways and byways. We going and fishing our peoples. We showing men what brotherhood look like. We showing women what sisterhood look like according to what the Most High says. We telling you that it is a way out of situations that you are going through. And we don't cut no corners. We tell you what the Most High said. We go in the scriptures. We give you the words of the Most High. We don't tell you not to serve the Most High. Christianity, they have you celebrating every man-made holiday there is. They're going to tell you that the Old Testament is done away with. When the Old and New Testament makes up one book, it makes up one book. So it's not like, even if you look at it like going from Genesis to Revelation, all these books still conforms to one book. Still conforms to one book. But we get hung up on, uh, and this is like some of the excuses that you don't want to come and serve the Most High. All the books have been taken out of the Bible. The Bible, this and that and the third. And a lot of people, y'all love talking about the white man wrote the Bible. Man, listen. If the white man wrote the Bible, guess who he left out? He left out Caesar Borgia. He left out that picture of the white boy that they portray as Christ. Because the Bible don't match up with that picture. Just like you see on TV how they portray Moses, white man. But guess what? The Bible got Moses being a black man. So, but the list goes on. I say that to say this. We as God's chosen people, for the ones that are outside the ISUPK and the Commanding General Hunter, we find ways to not want to get into the truth. We find every excuse. We will find every excuse. We will entertain BS instead of learning what the Most High said. Instead of us learning who is the Most High. Instead of us learning how to serve the Most High. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Keeping the high holy days. Learning how to be a brother to another brother. Learning how to be a sister to another sister. Learning how to be a father to your kids. A husband to your wife. A wife to her husband. Learning how to treat and love your neighbor. But you just go through the motions when you are living a worldly life. And you go through the motions of keep sinning. You go through that. And that's on a whole nother level, a whole nother topic. But when we think that, not so much as we think, when we have been taught that Christ have died for your sins, that how they say this thing in Christianity? His blood paid for your sins. So in essence, that almost like gives you a green card there. I mean, gives you like the green light. So like gives you like the green light to go out here and sin. But we so caught up in doing worldly things, and when I say we, I'm talking about God's chosen people, for the ones that are not in the truth. They get so caught up in doing the things that is of this world till it's normal now. It's normal. Only time you feel like you gotta come together is the man-made holidays. Or some guys, meeting up at a bar, meeting up to play basketball or something, or we gambling. Or some sisters, they meeting up to get their hair done, nails done. Not really saying to themselves, we have been doing this. What are we still doing? Like, are we really serving the Most High? But when you don't know what you're doing, as far as You thinking that you doing a thing of truth. You have been doing it for so long till not only is the level of accountability at a high standard, you love what you're doing. Because you going to a club, you eating all the seafood you can eat, you eating pork, you don't feel like you hurt nobody. Plus, you've been told that the laws are dealing with, so nobody never told you that these things are the things that you are doing. You are living a sinful life, but you're so comfortable in doing what you do till you ain't gonna have time to come together. You don't want to come together and build up your nation. You just want to come together when it is pleasurable for you, when you can benefit from it. As far as you trying to build up your nation, as far as you trying to help people that are less fortunate than you, nah. You think they're giving somebody a couple dollars that's standing on the side of the street with a sign, you'll say to yourself, well, I have done my good deed for the day. And you'll run with that. And you'll hold on to that. And then after that, you'll sit and go in this building on the first day of the week, getting on your knees, talking about you praying, and you doing this and you doing that. And now you lightweight kind of good for the rest of almost that whole month. Almost that whole month. But you still have not been taught how to come together to serve your brother, how to come together to serve your sister, how to come together and help build up your nation. You have not been taught that. You have not been taught that. You've been taught the things that is of this world. That's what you have been taught. And you'll hold on to that like tooth and nail. I'm telling you, I haven't seen and still see it. I can't sit here and say I have seen. I still see it. I still see how people hold on to the things that is of this world. They don't want to give it up. They don't want to change. They're not ready to serve the Most High. I haven't heard some people say this yet, man. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And, but it's a must that we have to come together. Because if we don't take it upon ourselves to come together, the Most High gonna make us. The Most High is going to make you. Shalaki. And when the Most High makes you, there's no getting out of that. There's no getting out of that. But I'm gonna go off into some precepts that's dealing with why we should come together, according to the Most High. You know, you look at Psalms in chapter 147 and verse 2. It say, the Lord doeth build up Jerusalem. He gathered together the outcasts of Israel. And how the Most High does that? He does that through the priests and prophets that he have called. He does that through the priests and prophets that he have called. So the Most High has established the ISUPK under Commander General. And we go out and we serve our people. We serve God's chosen people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, man, woman, and child. Not saying that, like, take for instance, we having a food drive. we're not gonna, like, when it comes to our brothers and sisters, we feeding them. But say if an African came up, say if one of our oppressors came up, they would not get everything that we are giving to our peoples. Because for one, they are not our peoples. They are not. So they are not entitled to everything that is for our people. So even the Most High has love for Israelites from Genesis to all the way to Revelation. It's dealing with nothing but Israelites. And don't let nobody fool you and tell you that, yo, this nation right here could be grafted in. Where is this at? I think it's in Galatians, where it talks about neither Jew nor Greek, neither bond nor free. And that right there is dealing with what's this word called? Hellenistic. Hellenistic is describing how you had Israelites, and I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna get it right because I'm going off the top of my head with this. That were in Greek. You had Israelites that was in Greek that was speaking the Greek language due to the fact that they was in that landmass. No different than you look at Israelites that are in America. You have Israelites that speaks English. You have Israelites that speak Spanish. So you know it's no difference. It's no difference. You just have Israelites on certain landmass that speaks the language of that land. I'm gonna go to Zephaniah, chapter 2. Hold on. Like, yeah. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Say, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. And this is a command. This is a command from the Most High. And what nation is not desired? Look, if you look at ICE, if you look at ICE and what ICE is doing, come on. So-called Mexicans are makes up the nation of Israel, makes up the nation of Israelites because they are not desired. They are not desired right now. I mean, never really was. They were just, being used as a label as far as being accepted and being put on a level that, they can really say that, okay, I know we're not equal to these people, but these people fit us in. These people, they don't have no type of ill spill towards us. And even when you look at the Hispanics, blacks, they are part of that nation that is not desired. They are a part of that nation that is not desired. Right now, what our Issachar brothers and sisters are going through, that's why we gotta come together. I mean, like, what you see going on, man, we should come together. I mean, come together and hide these people, like, quiet as kept, protect them. Like, you should do the most. And Like I said, the only people that are really doing far ethical right brothers are here in the ISUPK and in general. And I get this too. You have some other ethical right brothers and sisters that if they do have green cards or they been born here on American soil and they're able to help, I know they are. That's not a if and a but. I know they are. I know they helping. I know they are helping. And this is a command. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Israelites are not desired. They never was. But they will be when we get in this new kingdom. When we get in this new kingdom, we are going to be number one. We are going to be number one. We are going to be that nation. We are going to be that nation that is going to rule over other nations. What you see now, once this is over and done with, once that sky crack and Yahweh shall come back and redeem his people, you will not see no more of Israel being a slave. You will not see no more of Israelites going through what you see them going through. That won't ever be no more. So I'm gonna give you some more precepts. I'm gonna go to Second Maccabees. Second Maccabees chapter 1. Second Maccabees chapter 1, and I'm gonna start at verse 27. It said, gather those together that are scattered from us. Another command. Most High is telling us to gather those together that are scattered. And those that are scattered are other Israelite brothers and sisters. It say, deliver them that serve among the heathen. Look upon them that are despised and abhorred. Abhorred means like hated. It's saying, let the heathen know that thou art our God. Man, the Most High ain't with no other nation out here. That's why I don't know how Christianity can lie and talk about being grafted, this, that, and the third, and all this crazy nonsense. For the Most High is with Israel. When you look at when you look at Joel chapter 2 and verse 27, the Most High said that I am in the midst of Israel and I am the Lord your God and none else. I don't need, but Christianity has you thinking that you can be grafted in or something that you can, like you grafted in yourself. Like the Most High never said this. The Most High never said that uh, another nation can come amongst us and this and that and the third. I mean, yeah, you come like when it's time to go in servitude, when it's time to be a handmaid. Yeah, yeah, you can come amongst us then. But when we get in this new kingdom, that's how it's gonna be. All right, verse 28. It say, punish them that oppress us. And we have to punish all 17 nations, starting out so-called white man and his nation. Punish them that oppress us and with pride do us wrong. So-called white man and his whole nation is prideful people, which they have the thought in the mind of other nations. And with the way they act and the way they carry themselves. Uh, Even when you look at just like how the Most High want us to gather ourselves and just serve Him, keep His law, statutes, and commandments, do the things that He has for us to do. Christ, Yahweh Shai, even came for us. When you look at it, see Matthew. This is Matthew chapter 15 and verse 24. Matthew chapter 15 and verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So Yahweh was only sent to Israelites and Israelites only. Even when you look, man, Israelites is the most our first love. Even when you go back to Exodus, the Most High gave Moses instruction. Exodus chapter 9 and verse 1. It say, Then the Lord said unto Moses, Go in unto Pharaoh and tell him, Thus said the Lord God of the Hebrews, let my people go, that they may serve me. So even back then, woo, the Most High sent for us. The Most High sent Moses to come and gather us so that we could come and serve him. But once again, we ain't going to forget about the Most High and just do the things that is of this world. We want to come together for things that don't make no kind of sense. Talking about we oh man, it's crazy. But we do what we select. Let me stop saying we. God's chosen people that are not in the ISUPK and the Commander Junior Hunter, they are living a worldly life. Thinking that, by them going in and building on the first day of the week and they jumping and shouting, they calling on the name of the Lord, and they saying Christ this and Christ that, but still yet and all in all, still go out and go about your ways and go sin. I'm gonna give you go to Psalms. Psalms chapter 121 and verse 1. It say, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from which cometh my help. We look to other nations, we look to other people, we look every other place except looking to the Most High. Only the ISUPK does what the Most High say do. Commander General Hunter teaches according to what the Most High said for us to go and gather our people. To go and gather our people. Help them get out of what they're going through. Teach them what the Most High said. Tell them that the Most High said that it's a better life for you if you just serve the Most High. If you just serve the Most High. I think I have another. All right, all right. Go to Lamentations. Man, I'll tell my I find Lamentations, man. It's like Israel. Uh, all right, here we go. Lamentations, chapter 4, and verse 17. It said, as for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help and our watching. We have watched for a nation that could not save us. And we still do this. We'll come together, like I say, we'll come together to go vote. You'll gather up so many people, there to we going carpool and we doing this, we doing that. And voting has not brought us together not one time. Only brought you together probably collectively when you carpool. But as far as like bringing you together so that you can build up your nation, no, it didn't. It didn't. But still yet, we still come together for some of the dumbest things that does not have no value, that does not carry no weight. And we still, to this day, God's chosen people that is outside the ISUPK. You don't know how to come and gather your people. You don't know how to serve your people. You don't know how to help your people. You don't know how to feed the people, protect. You don't. And but once again, we'll gather ourselves together for stuff that don't make no sense. Stuff that don't make no sense. We want to gather ourselves together for boots on the ground. Then after boots on the ground over there, now we're going back our separate ways. We want to, you'll swing the fan so much till it pop. You're going to get the brand new boots. But not one time did you think about how we can come together as a nation. You doing boots on the ground when you see ICE agents doing boots on the ground. But your boots on the ground won't even go to help your people. This right here, precept right here is for like non-believers. When you look at Matthew chapter 15 and verse 8, they say, this people draw nigh unto me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Man, this Christianity, Black politicians. You have Black leaders. You have people that have a big impact in society, on society, but would not come forth and say, man, we got to stop, won't even speak up. Like if you look at, like, take for instance, like Oprah Winfrey, Jay-Z. These people have big influences on people in America and abroad. And they not speaking up. They not saying this is wrong. Uh, you know, they don't go to Congress. They don't go do nothing. They don't go do nothing. And that's no way that they fear God. It's no way that they worship the Most High with the things that they do. Verse 9, they say, but in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Jay-Z had you thinking that, it's politically correct chasing the bag. Oprah Winfrey, I haven't heard her say that it is many ways. I want to say she said get to heaven, but you have people that have all this money and they are big. I can't even say big political figures, but these are people that have money and they do not go about helping nobody. Not one person. Salaki Israel. Salaki Israel. But just imagine this right here. If Black people that I'm talking millionaires, billionaires, came together and just really focus on Black people, help building up their nation, the things that we could do, it would be crazy. It would be crazy. But they are too inferior of their slave masters to do things like that. They are too inferior of their masters to do things like that. Like they think that they probably would lose their popularity. They think that they would not be who they are, but you know, like I say, people like that, they don't have no fear of the Most High. They don't have no fear of the Most High. But Matthew 15:8, man, that's like describing, that's describing like certain white people too. Because they don't be having the Most High in none of their thoughts. None of their thoughts. So I don't see how these people, I don't see how these preachers that's off in these big mega churches, why y'all don't help nobody? Y'all see what ICE is doing, and nobody is trying to. I mean, I, I, I mean, I feel like it should be a little more done than like set aside from what's being said. Now it's time for action. I'm not saying go and you know like do harm or this and that and the third, but it should be some people that it should be our peoples that are not in the ISUBK to go and really help. And it don't take that much. It don't take that much. Because all Israelite brothers and sisters, and I know the majority of them speak Spanish, but some of them speak English too. And the Most High gonna see us through the storm, though. He gonna see us through the storm. Um, and one thing with this right here, we put. I keep saying we, y'all. So like, give me. God shows the people for one that are not in the ISU became the commander general. But God shows the people that are not in this truth. They have a tendency of trusting our oppressor, trusting the so-called white man, trusting our enemies. Well, they do. And the Most I says in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, churches. In Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 10, the Most I say, never trust thy enemy. Never trust thy enemy. The Most I say, never trust thy enemy. For like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Now we all know that iron rusts. I don't care how you try to, iron gonna rust. So the Most I say, just as iron rusts, so with his wickedness is going to rust. I mean, Salaki. It's no getting past his wickedness. He can't hide it. He can't. That he is the most wickedest beast of the field, the most subtle beast of the field. And God's chosen people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American, man and woman, every time that you celebrate your enemy holidays, you are putting your trust in him. You putting your trust in him. You can't sit and say that you're doing it for the kids. I mean, that excuse is long gone, been played out. Been played out. This is a precept that the Most High want us together. We look at Psalms 94 and 14. They say, for the Lord will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance. The Most High gonna bring us back together. But until that sky crack, in the meantime and in between time, we gotta come together. We have got to come together. We gotta stop coming together for crazy stuff that don't make no sense. For crazy things that don't make no sense, that don't have no value, that just, you know what I'm saying, you just doing stuff that just pleasing to the flesh. You just doing things that you see somebody else doing. Not doing no research behind what it is that you are getting involved in. Like it's just crazy. It is just crazy. Like, you know how powerful of a nation Israelites would be if we all came together, we stuck together and be like self-sufficient, come back and serve the Most High. It would be a beautiful thing unto the Most High. It would be a beautiful thing unto the Most High. Right. I guess we just have to. I don't know, for the majority. I mean, some of our people, man, they are coming into this truth. They are coming up out of Christianity, but for the ones that are holding on to it, you know, they holding on to it like it's a thing of beauty. Like, you know, this is all I had, and it's not. Right. That's why I say it's a must that we have to come together. There's nothing wrong with serving the Most High. There's nothing wrong with keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. There's nothing wrong with celebrating the high holy days. All of this is of the Most High. This is a living Bible. Everything that you need to know how to conduct yourself in society, how to deal with your neighbor, how to deal with your kids, is all in this Bible. And on top of that, this is a living Bible. A living Bible. It's nothing like it. But to my Israelite family that is outside of the ISUPK, we gotta come together. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. We have to. We have to come together. And the only way that you really gonna know what to do, you have to get into the ISUPK and the Commander General Hunter. There's nothing wrong with serving the Most High. Taking consideration and look all the things that He have done for you. But with that being said, we have a powerful scripture breakdown class tomorrow. Tune in. Starts at 7, ends at 9. But with that being said, give a courtesy salute to my brothers, Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shah, Barakathon. To my sisters, Yahweh Shemar Alathon, Hashem, Yahweh Shah. Hey, class dismissed. Hey, Shalom, Israel. Stay up.